In the sprawling metropolis of Seoul, where steel and glass pierced the sky, lived Sao Yun, an architect whose life was as meticulously planned as her blueprints. Every line, every angle, every shadow was purposeful, reflecting her own disciplined ambition. Her latest project? The ambitious redevelopment of the old Haebangdong district, a neglected but historically rich neighborhood. Sa-Yan saw it as a canvas for modernity, a chance to erase the decay and build upwards. Yet, in the heart of Haebangdong lay an anomaly, a vibrant green garden known as Green Respite, tended with fierce dedication by its manager, Jae-wook. Unlike Sa-Yan, Jae-wook moved with the rhythm of nature, his hands always in the soil, his spirit rooted deeply in the earth he nurtured. He saw not just plants, but stories, connections, and the very soul of the community blossoming in every petal and leaf. Their paths, destined to collide, were a stark contrast, her world of calculated precision versus his world of organic growth. The city's future hinged on this clash, a silent battle between cold, hard concrete and the enduring, soft beauty of a blooming garden. The city council meeting was where their worlds first truly collided. Seon, impeccably dressed and armed with sophisticated digital models, presented her vision. Sleek residential towers, modern commercial spaces, and efficient urban planning. Her voice was steady, confident, detailing the economic benefits and aesthetic improvements. The council members nodded, impressed by the grandeur of her design. Then it was Jae-wook's turn. He stood before them, not with graphs or statistics, but with photographs, faded pictures of children laughing in the garden, elderly neighbors sharing tea amongst the vegetables, community festivals vibrant with color. He spoke of legacy, of a place where generations had found solace and connection, a living ecosystem vital to the mental well-being of the residents. He argued that the garden was not just a plot of land, but the beating heart of Haebangdong. The council, caught between progress and preservation, decreed a compromise. Seon's firm would proceed with the redevelopment, but they had to integrate Green Respite into the new plan. This meant Seon and Jae-wook were now inextricably linked, tasked with finding harmony where only discord seemed to exist.
Their initial collaborations were a delicate dance of discomfort and thinly veiled frustration. So-yeon, accustomed to clear objectives and efficient execution, found Jae-wook's approach frustratingly organic. He would speak in metaphors of roots and seasons, while she demanded precise measurements and budget allocations. She would arrive at the garden in her tailored suits, notebook in hand, observing him from a distance as he dug trenches or harvested produce, his casual clothes smudged with earth. He, in turn, found her cold, detached, seeing only the monetary value of land where he saw life. Their meetings were often punctuated by tense silences or polite but firm disagreements. "Mr. Han," she would begin, her voice crisp. "The spatial requirements for pedestrian flow dictate a reduction in the planting area." He would counter, "Miss Cha, the emotional flow of a community cannot be measured in square meters. The garden provides an essential breath, a pause in the city's relentless pace." Each tried to assert their expertise, unwilling to yield, yet the city's mandate hung heavy in the air, forcing them into an uncomfortable yet undeniably necessary proximity.
A crisis struck the garden. A mysterious blight threatened the heirloom tomatoes, a source of pride and income for the community. Panic rippled through the volunteers. Jae-wook, usually so self-assured, looked distraught. To his surprise, Seon didn't just offer sympathy, she offered solutions. Her architectural training had instilled in her an exceptional ability for systematic problem solving. She researched plant diseases late into the night, consulting agricultural journals and experts. She devised a precise plan for isolating the affected plants, sanitizing tools, and creating a temporary, controlled environment for the healthy ones, leveraging her knowledge of material science and engineering. Jae-wook watched her work with a quiet admiration he hadn't thought possible. Her efficiency and dedication, usually perceived as cold, now shone as remarkable strengths. She wasn't just building structures. She was building a defense for something she had come to value. In those moments, Jae-wook saw past the meticulous exterior to the passionate and deeply capable woman beneath, a woman who cared about preserving life, even if it was in the form of a fragile tomato plant. The incident chipped away at the last vestiges of their initial prejudices, revealing layers of character neither had expected in the other. The blight crisis forged a new bond between them. Their collaboration on the garden project deepened, evolving from necessity to genuine partnership. They began sketching ideas together, Seon's precise lines intertwining with Jae-wook's organic forms. They envisioned terraced gardens integrated into building facades, rooftop farms connected by green walkways, and innovative water features that doubled as public art. The green respite was no longer an obstacle, but an inspiration, informing the entire design of the redevelopment. Seon found her designs infused with a newfound warmth and vitality, while Jae-wook saw his vision for community green spaces amplified by her structural ingenuity. One evening, after a particularly productive session, they walked through the quiet, twilight garden. The air was cool, scented with jasmine. Seon, usually so guarded, spoke of her dream to create spaces that truly breathe, that connected people to nature, even in the densest urban environments. Jae-wook, in turn, shared his hopes of cultivating not just plants, but a resilient, interconnected community. In that shared space, beneath the soft glow of the city lights, they realized they weren't just building a project, they were building a future, a shared vision that resonated deep within their hearts. The lines between professional collaboration and personal connection blurred almost imperceptibly. Their work sessions often extended into late evenings, fueled by shared meals and increasingly intimate conversations. Seon found herself confiding in Jae-wook about the pressures of her career, the loneliness of her driven path. He listened intently, offering not advice, but understanding, sharing stories of his own struggles to keep the garden alive against overwhelming odds. She learned about his quiet resilience, his unwavering belief in the power of small gestures. He saw her vulnerability, the longing for connection beneath her poised exterior. One night, a sudden rain shower caught them off guard as they were packing up. They huddled together under the narrow shelter of a garden shed, the drumming rain creating an intimate cocoon around them. Their eyes met, and in that moment, the unspoken tension, the undeniable attraction that had been quietly growing between them finally surged to the surface. A silent, potent electricity filled the small space. It was a realization, a quiet acknowledgement that something profound and beautiful was blossoming between them, mirroring the very life they cultivated together. The day of the final presentation to the city council arrived, a culmination of months of intense work and unexpected discoveries. Seon and Jae-wook stood side by side, their synergy palpable. Seon presented the architectural grandeur, the innovative designs, the economic viability, but with a new emphasis on sustainability and community integration. Jae-wook followed, speaking with passion about the revitalized green respite, now woven seamlessly into the urban fabric, a testament to growth and shared vision. He highlighted the emotional impact, the benefits to mental well-being, and the legacy they were creating for future generations. Their combined presentation was a triumph, applauded by the council and celebrated by the community representatives present. The project, once a source of conflict, was now hailed as a groundbreaking model for urban development. As they fielded questions, their glances met frequently, a silent language passing between them affirming not just their professional success, but the deepening connection that had made it all possible. The victory was sweet,
made sweeter by the shared journey and the undeniable bond that now held them together, a bond as strong and resilient as the structures they designed and the life they nurtured.
That evening, under the soft glow of string lights illuminating the now legendary Green Respite, a celebration was held. Community members, city officials, and their colleagues gathered, the air buzzing with pride and joy. Seo-yeon and Jae-wook, still basking in the glow of their success, found themselves drawn to a quiet corner of the garden, away from the festivities. The scent of night-blooming jasmine filled the air, and the city hummed softly in the distance. The moment was ripe with unspoken emotions. Seo-yeon turned to Jae-wook, a rare, unguarded smile gracing her lips. "We did it," she whispered, her voice tinged with both relief and something deeper. Jae-wook reached out, gently taking her hand, his thumb tracing the back of her fingers. "No, Seo-yeon, we bloomed it." His eyes, usually twinkling with mischief, were now soft, vulnerable, filled with an undeniable tenderness. He leaned in, and under the watchful gaze of the ancient oak tree that stood guard over the garden, their lips finally met. It was a kiss born of shared struggle, mutual respect, and a profound, blossoming love. It was a promise whispered in the heart of the garden, a culmination of their journey from opposing forces to intertwined souls. The euphoria of their shared victory and newfound intimacy was soon met with the stark realities of their individual paths. Just days after the project's success, Seo-yeon received an enticing offer, a prestigious position at a leading architectural firm in New York, a dream opportunity that promised international recognition and unprecedented professional growth. The news, while exciting, cast a sudden shadow over their budding romance. Jae-wook, deeply rooted in Haebangdong and its community garden, felt the pang of apprehension. His life was here, intertwined with the soil and the people. Seo-yeon's aspirations, though admirable, seemed to pull her thousands of miles away. They sat together on a bench in the garden, the once vibrant scene now feeling muted by the weight of their choices. "This is everything I've worked for, Jae-wook," she said, her voice barely a whisper, a conflict warring in her eyes. "I know, Seo-yeon," he replied, his hand finding hers, "but I would never ask you to give up your dreams." But the unspoken question hung heavy between them. Could their burgeoning love survive such a vast distance, such fundamentally different trajectories? The future, once so clear and bright, suddenly seemed to diverge into two uncertain paths. Seo-yeon wrestled with the offer, the glittering allure of New York clashing with the quiet warmth of the life she had begun to build with Jae-wook. She walked through her meticulously organized apartment, then through the bustling streets of Seoul, seeing her world with new eyes. Was professional success truly the only measure of fulfillment? She recalled the profound satisfaction of seeing the children laugh in the garden, the gratitude in the eyes of the elderly residents, the joy of creating something that genuinely nourished a community. Jae-wook, understanding the magnitude of her decision, gave her space, but his presence was a constant, gentle anchor. He continued his work in the garden, his dedication a silent testament to the beauty of staying rooted. He sent her thoughtful messages, never pressuring, but reminding her of the small, precious moments they had shared, the quiet strength of their bond. He knew that for their love to truly flourish, her decision had to be her own, free from expectation, born of her deepest desires. But he hoped with every fiber of his being that her heart would guide her back to the soil where their love had first taken root. Seeking clarity, Seo-yeon drove to her grandmother's old house in the countryside, a small, neglected place surrounded by an overgrown garden. It was where she had spent summers as a child before her parents' ambitions had pulled her into the fast-paced city life. The house, though weathered, held a quiet comfort. As she cleared away weeds and pruned wild roses, she was transported back to memories of simpler joys, of her grandmother's gentle hands teaching her about plants, about patience, about the beauty of nurturing. She realized that for years she had equated happiness with achievement, with the next big project, the next impressive title. But here, amidst the quiet decay and resilient growth, she felt a different kind of fulfillment, a sense of belonging, a connection to the earth and to her own past. She saw Jae-wook's philosophy reflected in the very soil beneath her hands. It wasn't about building higher, it was about digging deeper. It wasn't about leaving a mark, it was about fostering life. In that tranquil garden, far from the city's demands, Seoyeon understood what truly nourished her soul, recognizing that the roots of her happiness lay not in distant dreams, but in the vibrant connections she had cultivated right where she was. Upon her return, Seoyeon sought out Jae-wook, not with a heavy heart, but with a renewed spirit. She found him among his beloved plants, his face lighting up as he saw her. There, amidst the rows of flourishing vegetables and fragrant herbs, she told him her decision. She wouldn't be going to New York. Instead, she had a new dream, one that merged her architectural expertise with her rediscovered passion for community and nature. She envisioned her own firm, specializing in sustainable urban green spaces, collaborating with local communities, much like they had done in Haibangdong. She wanted to build not just structures, but ecosystems, places where human life and natural beauty could thrive in harmony. Jae-wook's smile was boundless, his eyes reflecting the depth of his joy. He embraced her, a silent affirmation of their shared path. Seoyeon had chosen not to abandon her ambition, but to redefine it, aligning it with the values he had helped her unearth. Her dreams were no longer about reaching for the sky, but about cultivating a richer, more meaningful life, hand in hand with the man who had shown her the beauty of being truly rooted. A year passed, bringing with it a new season of growth and shared dreams. Seoyeon's new design studio, Urban Bloom, was flourishing, gaining recognition for its innovative green projects. She partnered with Jae-wook on several smaller local initiatives, creating pocket parks and vertical gardens in neglected urban spaces, each project a testament to their combined vision. Their personal relationship deepened, nurtured with the same care and attention they gave to their professional collaborations. They found joy in simple things, like sharing morning coffee on a small balcony garden they'd built together, cooking meals from vegetables from Green Respite, or simply walking through the revitalized Haibangdong, pointing out the subtle ways their work had changed the cityscape for the better. Their love story was no longer just about two individuals, but about a shared purpose, a mutual commitment to cultivating beauty and connection in a world that often overlooked it. They had learned that true love, like a well-tended garden, required patience, compromise, and the willingness to embrace both the challenges and the unexpected beauty that each new season brings. And as the city lights began to twinkle below, they knew, with absolute certainty, that their shared horizon was boundless, filled with the promise of endless bloom. Beloved plants, his face lighting up as he saw her. There, amidst the rows of flourishing vegetables and fragrant herbs, she told him her decision. She wouldn't be going to New York. Instead, she had a new dream, one that merged her architectural expertise with her rediscovered passion for community and nature. She envisioned her own firm, specializing in sustainable urban green spaces, collaborating with local communities, much like they had done in Haibangdong. She wanted to build not just structures, but ecosystems, places where human life and natural beauty could thrive in harmony. Jae-wook's smile was boundless, his eyes reflecting the depth of his joy. He embraced her, a silent affirmation of their shared path. Seoyeon had chosen not to abandon her ambition, but to redefine it, aligning it with the values he had helped her unearth.
Her dreams were no longer about reaching for the sky, but about cultivating a richer, more meaningful life, hand in hand with the man who had shown her the beauty of being truly rooted. A year passed, bringing with it a new season of growth and shared dreams. Seoul's new design studio, Urban Bloom, was flourishing, gaining recognition for its innovative green projects. She partnered with Jae-wook on several smaller local initiatives, creating pocket parks and vertical gardens in neglected urban spaces, each project a testament to their combined vision. Their personal relationship deepened, nurtured with the same care and attention they gave to their professional collaborations. They found joy in simple things, like sharing morning coffee on a small balcony garden they'd built together, cooking meals from vegetables from Green Respite, or simply walking through the revitalized Haibongdong, pointing out the subtle ways their work had changed the cityscape for the better. Their love story was no longer just about two individuals, but about a shared purpose, a mutual commitment to cultivating beauty and connection in a world that often overlooked it. They had learned that true love, like a well-tended garden, required patience, compromise, and the willingness to embrace both the challenges and the unexpected beauty that each new season brings. And as the city lights began to twinkle below, they knew, with absolute certainty, that their shared horizon was boundless, filled with the promise of endless bloom.